Would you look at that? Looks like it's gonna rain. What is up, everybody? Good old Kazaa to you. And today I'm achieving something that I don't think has ever been done. From what I could find, has never been done, and I think to date is my most annoying build that I've ever done. Today I'm making Fallout 76 history. I'm building a fucking park, and I'm not just building, you know, it's right. I was gonna say I'm not just building a shit park, but it's pretty shit. And let's all just say goodbye to the Nuka Museum right there. I am in fact saluting my Nuka Museum, and you're wondering why that we're lingering on this. That's because my game froze. So I will hold my salute until it is gone. There it goes. Nuka Museum, gone. I know you only saw it yesterday, but it's gone. So this here was my inspiration. This was an art project I did a very long time ago, which was centered around just a single tile. And I wanted to kind of bring it back. Now, sadly, there is no way to do that I have found to do good plant decorations on something so large as this build. I probably could have shrunk the build down, but fuck that. So what I decided to build was it was incorporate this tree right here, and I wanted a nice white fence around it. I love this white fence. I will use this white fence as often and as frequent as I can. But the entire kind of look, I guess you could say, comes from the Victorian era. A lot of the parks in my area are either I don't want to say pre-Victorian, but post-Victorian. They still have a Victorian era influence in them, or late World War II, so 40s and 50s kind of, you know, style still to them. Of course, with modern updates from things like you know, parks, park equipment, and all this kind of stuff. But you know, there is close to me, there is still a old-fashioned boating park, which is funny. And forgive the fact that you can hear my fucking tumble dryer in the background. But the design was kind of weird. I wanted a big area that you would have something in, like a fountain, which I do actually put in, and then I wanted a nice trail kind of area, and that's where I hid my my camp. Put it in the tree. I thought, might as well not. I do like the fact that the tree cordoned off. It does look really nice, but I had this copper wasting fountain, which doesn't actually use water. It would be nice if there was a fountain that used water. And you're probably wondering why I'm building a box around it. Well, that's because I'm trying to center it in between 4 tiles. And the best way to do that is build a box round the 4 tiles and then get 4 tiles. It sounds like the 4 candles kind of joke. But yeah, so find the center of that by, you know, using the points where the walls connect. It's simple enough to understand, but that's what I was going for right here, and I got it pretty damn close even before I did that. But let me take you on a little bit of a tour. So a lot of the actual stuff that I did, I didn't even bother recording because it would have taken too long. Like this path, so I built a little, using the mats, I built a small mural kind of design that I wanted around the base of the fountain to give it a little bit of panache, pizzazz, and then I use it using more rugs, doormats. I built a trail that you could walk around and enjoy whatever else I happen to put in this. And I designed this thing out to have a small kiosk in it, 2 sitting areas, flowery decorations, and a statue walk by. A lot of the parks around my area do have some form of memorial in them, dedicated to the people who died during the war. But we also have statues of people who have either, you know, like back when the park was made, they've donated money to help making the park. They've done this, they've done that. They were a person of influence in the local area. So I wanted to add in a nice little area that you could just go and, you know, look at the people when this park was being made. had influence or some sort of thing behind it. I was not going to put a memorial in it because it wouldn't have felt, unless I could do it 100% perfect, there would be no point in doing it. It'd be a little bit dishonorable. So I finally get to use the plinths. I have not used these, well, the classic columns as they call, but I'm pretty sure they are plinths. And I just stick some busts on them as well. Of course, the Vault-Tec boy, the Vault Boy, sorry, as his full statue is pretty funny. So you never know. I might label this Vault-Tec Park. Who knows? I haven't come up with a name for it yet. It is, as of yet, an unnamed park. However, I do like the guy with the eye patch. I swear, if you ever see the bust that I was just messing around with before putting up this lovely lass, I swear it looked like JFK. It looks like JFK a little bit. Not that one, obviously, but one of the busts kind of looks like JFK to me, so I thought, you know what, I'm not going to put that there just in case someone walks past my park and wants to shoot him in the head. That's already happened to the poor blighter once, so let's not go through it again. So I just thought, let's have a bit of fun, stick down a bust that looks like a very young version of me, though it is a very old man. When I was younger, I had hair longer than this bust has right now. I had hair down to my arse. Still got the beard, though. Damn right. But I was thinking, there is a sitting area that I want to put in, which is for large groups of people and not for munching or eating on. I do put one of those in. But I wanted to test out flowers and what I could possibly do. Now, the budget already is taken up exclusively by the floor, the lamps, the picket fences, and pretty much all of the footpaths. Took up all that budget. It's hilarious. So I thought what I wanted to actually do was put in proper flower beds. Like, if I could have got my ground close to the, if I could have got my foundation close to the ground, I could have figured a way to glitch in actual food, you know, the stuff that you can grow, because that gives it more of a proper look and design. What we need is we need planters that we can actually grow stuff in, because then, and fucking they're in the game already, you can bump into them in the environment just hanging around, then I'd be able to actually properly make a park, because I could, you know, use the flower beds as proper flower beds, you know, planters and stuff. But all I had was my selection of succulents and daffodils. So it's crap, but I thought instead of making a proper floral kind of grassy region, I had the grass. Most park rangers keep the grass nice and trim and short like it is here on this faux grass, so that was fine with me. But there are, you know, decorative flower beds and all this kind of stuff. I was thinking about using this, but it didn't really fit for me. So I just thought I would have one nice installment of a decorative flower arrangement in my sitting area, not my eating sitting area, which I put in later on, but just my sitting area. And, you know, just something for people to go, oh, that's nice. I wonder who did that. Who donated that? Because, I mean, in my backyard, there is a tree donated by my local park, which is pretty funny. Because, you know, they donated a tree to the land, and then the land was ours. And it was like, mwah, mwah, thanks for the free tree. But the sitting area turned out pretty nice. It's between two entrances, which is actually quite nice. There's an entrance really close to it, and then there's an entrance just a little bit further down. So if you've been walking and you're thinking, do you know what? I want to go to the park, and I want to sit down and enjoy the floral arrangement of succulent plants, then you can. But at the same time, I realised two things. One, the bottom of the foundation for the fountain needs to be changed. And two, I need a kiosk. I need a place that you can come to buy some sweet, sweet goodies. So, making its triumphant return is my sushi shack. The design for my sushi shack is the design I used for my kiosk. Changed up a little bit to, you know, on the colour scheme and the materials used. And I added in these pillars, these white picket fence posts, to kind of give it a bordered look. I legit spent 10 minutes looking at different designs of Victorian-era kiosks to try and find something that I could replicate. The fact that I couldn't and had to resort to using my old school sushi kit, my sushi shack. It fits for me. I kind of like it. I do miss my old sushi shack, and sadly, the good job I still have the blueprint, but the sushi shack that I built originally, I had saved. I had moved my camp and left it there. I had to kill that. I had to delete it so I could build this entire thing, because this entire place took up like 8/10 of the build budget, maybe even 9/10 of the build budget. So I had to sacrifice quite a lot. And I went through quite a lot of resources. In fact, I need to go on a massive resource gather because I'm out of a lot of things. And you're probably wondering why I've stopped building and then aimed at a deer. I had my headphones on for this without music, so I heard something rustling, and before I'd had like 20 feral ghouls just spawn out of nowhere and beat the living shit out of me. So I stopped immediately to turn around and shoot them all. It turned out to only be a rad stag, so I just went straight back to building. I did it a couple of times. I was a little bit on edge after, just casually going, what should I put here? Looking at my iPad, looking back, and there's 20 feral ghouls just beating the living daylights out of me. By the way, don't worry, I do change the kiosk as well. I do put stuff on the inside and all that kind of stuff. I think I just hit my mic then. But I realised that the kiosks that I was looking at online had a sitting area, which probably no longer exists in modern times, but apparently a sitting area next to the place at which you would buy maybe a bag of nuts or some sweets or whatever back during, Victorian. I want to say Victorian, but probably, early 1800s, whatever. I don't know when the Victorians were. Victorian times, that's when the Victorians were. Get off my back. But apparently there was also a small place to sit so you could munch and chat with your fellow chums as you... And there's that rad stag again. I'm just going to shoot it in the face. But yeah, no, there was always a place that you could sit nearby and enjoy the thing that you had done, because apparently, and this is me just guessing, they didn't like moving or getting sweaty, apparently. It was just like, oh yes, shall we go to the park today? Oh, that's a spiffing idea. What would you like to do? Oh, just buy something and sit on a bench, please. Jolly good. And then that was it. Instead of now, people jogging around the park, fucking around on swings. I was going to say playing stickball, but you don't play stickball anymore. Or stick hoop. People don't play stick hoop anymore. You do play football. And that's, original football, not American rugby football. And I will always make that joke, because Americans just play rugby, but with padding, whereas rugby players play rugby and beat the ever-living shit out of each other. But I also realised it needs more floral decorations, so I attempted to build something nice. I don't know, I was kind of winging it. I was running out of plastic, and I don't like running out of plastic. I know there's people out there who have probably got like a bajillion of every resource because they know where to go and farm and stuff. I don't have the luxury of farming, okay? With the fact that not only did I do 7 consecutive days of 7 builds for you guys, which is probably biblical, and most likely the only person on YouTube to ever do it, so there we go, there's me setting another record on YouTube. God, I've set so many records on YouTube that people don't know about. It's unbelievable. But it's time for a tour. So, like I was saying, I don't have time to farm for resources. I know you could probably farm quite a lot in a small amount of time. I just don't have the time because I'm building everything for you guys. And I absolutely love it. But as you can see, I have my small seating area, and I love the fact that I'm using the oil lamps. And these benches I've used once, and I probably should have used them in my art project. But just the view that you get on the park side of it with the statues and the sitting areas and the kiosk and the path, absolutely beautiful. I wish there was proper decoration for plants and not just the succulent stuff and the daffodil stuff. I wish there was like bushes and small trees and all this kind of stuff, because I could have made this so much better. I understand how shit it looks because there's just wide open spaces of green, and that's literally there to represent, a park. And some stuff is in locations that probably could have been made better. Yeah, I'm like, I'm breaking fucking ground on something that no one has ever done on YouTube, but at the same time, it's a piece of shit. So, I wish I could have done more. I wish there was proper decorations. Like, I would have replaced the white picket fences in some areas with hedges if we had hedges. I would have changed the grass to a proper, like, actual grass like you see in the real world, and I would have put down different types of bushes. But this park is a brilliant place to just come and hang out with. It's got so many nice seating areas that you can just come and get away from life. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my groundbreaking park, something that has never been done before in the history of Fallout 76. Done. I can get rid of it now and move on to the next thing, which is technically already done. But there we go. You know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, because you all know it, say it with me, stay awesome.